With the cost of grocery and everyday essentials on the rise, it's easy to feel like there's too much month at the end of your money. Thankfully, the kitchen is one place where a little creativity and thoughtful planning can go a long way. Learning on affordable fridge staples like eggs can maximize your grocery haul and help you achieve great meals on a budget. Transforming last night leftovers into a deceptively simple yet nourishing breakfast with a cost per serving that doesn't break the bank. Choose flexible recipes, minimizing food waste and making the most of your meal at home. To prepare a delicious meal on a budget, focus on buying affordable protein sources like beans, eggs, and chicken. Utilize seasonal produce, cook in bulk to use leftovers effectively. Incorporate herbs and spices for flavor instead of expensive sauces, and plan your meals ahead to avoid impulse purchases at the grocery stores. Consider dishes like lentil soup, pasta with tomato sauce, and veggies baked chicken with roasted vegetables, or stir-fried with affordable protein and lots of vegetables. How to start a meal prep on a budget? The first thing you need to consider is what is in the season. Is it like a vegetable season? Is it like, after a farm harvest? What's the cost of rice in the market? What's the cost of beans in the market? So oftentimes you need to be able to know what is in the season. Then, it will help you know that that particular produce is at a very, very affordable, and of course the price rate is not that expensive. So not only is it in season produce, extra fresh and tasty, but it's usually cheaper and on sale. You should also consider not being afraid to buy organic items. Organic items tend to be a smidge pricier than non-organic items. You should also look for in-house brands, and you can also buy in bulk. Hello and welcome to another episode here on Lunch Global. Today we'll be looking at how to prepare delicious meals on a budget. I am Chunk Annamel Joseph. We'll be right back shortly after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back from this short break, and if you are just catching up with us, welcome to Lunch Global today. And a quick recap is today we're going to be looking at how you can prepare a delicious meal on a budget. We know that things are not easy, we always complain about the economy, and at the same time, here we'll advise you, like every other time, to cultivate the habit of learning to eat healthy, so you don't have to spend so much money to prepare your meal. And I'm very sure a lot of times you've asked yourself, okay, always making emphasis on, no, you don't have to spend so much to eat. What can I do? How do I do it now? What kind of recipes can I make to get to understand, or learn to be able to make such decision? And today we came up with solutions to that problem. We're going to be sharing some of the ideas of how you'll be able to know what to get at a particular time. How can you manage your food? How can you make use of what you have in the house without even having to spend so much in the market? If you have shelf produce, or your shelf is like stocked up with food, or you have certain ingredients, certain spices and herbs in your home, how do you now get to make all of these things? How will it help you manage costs, reduce your spendings when it comes to like purchasing your foodstuff in the market, and then also learning the habit of having to eat leftovers. You know that sometimes we see leftovers like, okay, maybe they are remnants, I can't eat this today and I'm still eating it tomorrow. But the truth is that you can always recook your leftovers. It depends on what you make. If you're making like a particular kind of sauce, and then maybe it's like a tomato sauce, you can decide to like have like a leftover of your grilled chicken or your ice or smoked fish. It depends on what, and then you can decide to come up with something entirely different from that recipe. So the first thing you need to also check when you are trying to make such plans and then trying to work on your budget is you have to reach for versatile recipes. Now you have to get look at recipes that are versatile. You know, making do with what you have is a useful approach to reducing waste and saving money on food. All of these flexible recipes call for ingredients that can be swapped or skipped entirely while still creating a satisfying breakfast or lunch or even dinner to get you through the day, or, you know, through the night or through the afternoon. So you have to always go for recipes that you can always, you know, recreate. You can go for recipes that, oh, if you use like, okay, for let me make an example with like making like a, let's say, a beef sauce or a chicken sauce or a tomato sauce or the fish sauce or a vegetable sauce, any of those sauces. You know, at the end of the day, when you have like a vegetable sauce, you can use that same vegetable sauce to eat rice. You can use that vegetable sauce to eat swallow either semo, gari, pounded yam, or potato, you know, pounded potato. You know, any other swallow can go perfectly well with that vegetable. You can also think of, you know, a vegetable sauce like let's say a curry chicken or beef sauce. It can also go super well with your rice, your pasta, your boiled yam, your mashed potatoes. You know, there are lots of options. So if you're going in with a versatile recipe, you know that at the end of the day it saves you cost. And we do that oftentimes when it comes to maybe when you make your stew. You can eat rice and beans with stew. You can decide to just white rice without beans. You can decide to go in with boiled yam. You can decide to go in with pasta, and then you still have your stew. And when you check that clearly, it saves you cost because you don't have to start making that stew again or going to the market and start buying your tomatoes, your pepper, your onions all over again to make another stew. So that is a versatile dish, and there are lots of other versatile dishes that you can go in. You can check and also go in for, and trust me, it's going to help you and it's going to save you cost. Another thing you need to do is you have to stick to your meal prep. Having a solid game plan for your weekly meal is a great way to stick to a budget and cut down on impulse purchases. Set your week up for a success with these easy meal ideas that are simple to make ahead of time and are ready to enjoy whenever lunch roll around. And that's where meal planning comes in. You know, when you have your meal plan ready, now most of the time when you have your ingredients already prepared, you're just waiting for the time to make your food. When you buy your ingredients on a Saturday and you're planning them to use this particular ingredient throughout the week, now your meal plan helps you know exactly what you need to make, and it also helps you, you know, buy your ingredients ahead of time, you know, preparing them ahead of time, and then when you check it very well, it saves you cut costs. And it depends on if you are alone, perfect. If you have like a family, or you know that, oh, I know within the week I have friends that are going to come over, so if I'm making meal today, I know that I'm making meal for 3 or meal for 4 because I have visitors coming around. So doing that helps you cut costs, and it makes you prepare your meal exactly on the budget because you tend to work with what you have at hand without even having to spend extra money. The next you also need to look out for is you need to skip the meat on Monday. Now, you don't have to eat meat every day if the money is not there. You don't have to eat but you have to eat protein, right? So, but then there are so many protein. You can go in with eggs, you can go in with lentils, you can go in with beans, you know, you can go with avocado. There are so many like healthy protein out there. So you can decide to skip meat on a Monday or on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday, you know, it will just help you cut costs. So you know that cutting down on meat consumption not only lowers your environmental impact, but can also help with saving money on food. It's true. Consider giving Meatless Monday a try by working one of these vegetarian dinner ideas into your weekly rotation. So it doesn't have to be protein all the time or meat all the time, you should try eating vegetables. I always advise people to eat vegetables because I love vegetables and I know that vegetables are very, very good and very, very healthy. So that's why every day, every time when I'm here, I will still remind you to learn to eat vegetables. If you're not a vegetable lover, then you are missing out, because vegetable can literally like has healthy, healthy nutrients, like, whatever you're looking for, including protein, you still get them in vegetable. Your carbohydrate, your protein, your fat, your oil, like your water, anything that you're looking for, like really, you get them on vegetables. So instead of going on with that meat on a Monday, you can try to cut down on meat, and it helps you. It also helps you cut costs. Now, if you're spending like 5,000 naira, or you're buying like a kilo of meat for like 7,000 naira or 6,000 naira, now it saves you that money for that day, or you can decide to buy it and keep it, but then instead of using it this Monday, you can always have it, you can use it on Tuesday, right? So it is always advisable that sometimes just have some day off and then try to switch your dishes and substitute some things with other things, and then it helps you cut costs. You should also use extra yolks and white. This is basically for people who bake. If you love to bake, all the time, and then you're in your kitchen making your cakes, making your snack or whatever snack you like, or whatever finger food you love to make, and then you have your yolks and your white. If you recently whipped up an airy angel food cake or creamy pasta carbonara, you know what it's like to have a few extra egg yolks or white around the kitchen, so you can utilize your cooking and baking cost-offs with these recipes that call off for an extra egg yolk or egg white. So you can decide to go with stir vegetables, or you can decide to go in with fried rice. Let's call it the Chinese fried rice, or any fried rice. You can decide to go in with maybe your boiled yam and your egg sauce, so your egg does not waste. So you can decide to go in with recipes that are very friendly when it comes to using your extra yolk and your extra white, and that also saves you cost, and that is another protein for you. You should also celebrate special occasions at home. Now, a lot of us, like, in fact, this has to do with literally almost everybody. Most of the time when we have events or we have occasions, we prefer to hang out with our friends. And I would say on this particular note, it depends on how comfortable your home is or how spacious your home is, or yeah, but because if you're having a special occasion, or maybe you just want to like celebrate your birthday, or just celebrate like a Thanksgiving with friends, and you do not have that much space, sometimes it's not that convenient. But then if you learn the habit of having to prep your meal, celebrate occasions in the house, it will help you save costs, because at the end of the day, when you have events outside, you tend to spend more money. And I remember okay, I don't want to go into that, but then I remember there was, let me just say it, I remember there's this event like I did, and I think after that I'm like, why didn't I just make my meal myself in my house? I would just spend not even half of the money I spent outside, because the plate of food was super expensive, and then I had people who came around and I have to definitely pay the bill, so it was way much more than like what I was going to spend if I had invited all of these people to my own space. I will make my meal, and then it will save me cost, and then I'll still have leftover food that I can even eat the next day. So holiday meals and special occasions shouldn't have to be an expensive or stressful experience, and finding ways to celebrate at home can go a long way for your budget. Whether it's time to show your mom how much you care, start a new Easter tradition, or make Christmas morning memory, there are little and so much inspiration for spending life special moments together without breaking the bank. So you can have all your family, your friends all coming together, and then, spending those beautiful moments together, even cooking together. And at the end of the day, you're just spending less than what you are going to spend outside. You also need to learn to put a twist on your family favorites. So if your family like a particular recipe, you can always come up with twists. If that recipe is not complete and you don't have a means to make it the exact way, you are in the kitchen, you love to cook, you know how to cook, then you should be able to have that ability to be very creative when it comes to utilizing the space in the kitchen. So it's no secret that deviled eggs are a delicious protein-packed snack all on their own. For an easy and affordable lunchtime upgrade, try shake up your typical deviled egg recipe with the addition of fresh basil pesto or creamy avocado. That is, now getting another twist. If you're used to making it like, the same way all the time, try and have that twist to just make the food even more enjoyable. And then, a lot of times you're like, oh, we didn't see that coming. How did you get this done? And it's something different from the usual. And I'll advise that, you don't have to make the same thing your food taste the same way like all the time. And sometimes when I'm like, why do you have to make it the same time? Sometimes just try and change it in a way and see how people react to it. If you make meal or you have restaurants and you do that for business, your chef can decide to have a twist, to see how your customers are going to react to the meal. Will they prefer it over the other? Now, this shows that you're very skillful, you are good at what you do, and then you're just an amazing chef. And when you find yourself in such space where it is a place of business, it's like they will not even want to leave you because they know that you're exactly good at what you do. You also need to extend the shelf life of your eggs. Now, there's something that when eggs are kept for a particular period of time, it's like you don't even enjoy them. The taste tends to change, and then you don't get to enjoy them. So sometimes you have to tend to learn a certain way. How can you even preserve it more? Yeah, most people tend to keep them in the refrigerator, but even if they are there, you still get that same issue. I know that we've all been stuck with that one carton of egg we can't seem to get through in time. So using your eggs before they use by date is the first rule in basic egg safety. But freezing offers an easy alternative to tossing your extra down the drain. So if at the end of the day you have your eggs, probably they are boiled, or no matter how whether you scramble them or they are in the refrigerator, yes, they tend to stay longer in the refrigerator really than keeping them on the shelf or in the shelf basically. So most of the time try and just switch them over, and then if you can't eat it at a particular given period of time, because it tends to just take forever, and it has happened to me a couple of times, what you need to do with it, you can decide to make sauce, you can decide to make maybe your stir vegetables, your stir fried vegetables, or your stir fried pasta. Then by that you can decide to put them in your refrigerator, and then they're there. Anytime you want to eat, then you know that you've used your egg properly, and then you still have your meal all prepared. You also need to utilize your leftovers, which I spoke about earlier. Everybody loves a Thanksgiving leftover meal dripping with gravy or cranberry sauce. But if you ask us, holiday aren't the only time to give your leftovers a new life. For a delicious meal on a budget, try using up your remaining meatloaf, roasted sweet potatoes, or the sides from last night's dinner in this loaded breakfast refractor. So your leftovers are good, because sometimes when you are so not a concerned, like an intentional person when it comes to eating your breakfast, leftover, you sleep with the mindset that, oh, I know that tomorrow I have something to eat before going out or before going to work or before starting my day. You have something to gear up. So sometimes making decisions of what to eat in the morning, trust me, it can be very stressful. And at the end of the day, you just make a final decision, okay, I'll just go in with tea, or I'll just go in with crackers, or I'll just go in with toast bread or something like that. But then when you have that leftover, it's much more easier for you to make a decision, and then you know that you're making a healthy decision and eating healthy food in the morning. And you should also give gardening a try. If your house has space and you know that you have the opportunity to spend time outdoors, then growing your own fresh food is a satisfying and empowering experience. These expert tips can help make this season your most productive yet, whether you're expanding your backyard vegetable patch or starting a container herb garden for the very first time. So if you have space in your house, please utilize it very, very well. You can just decide to do like a small garden. You can have your spinach, you can have your broccolis, you can have your vegetables basically, and you don't always have to go through the stress, and then it saves you cost. You spend less because you have this vegetable in your own space. Then you have to compose your food scraps, offering your backyard garden a boost with homemade compost can mean less waste in the kitchen and a bountiful harvest come fall, helping you save money on expensive soil amendments, learning how to turn your food scrap and use eggshells into gardening gold with a beginner guide to composing at home. So it's always important for you to learn how to do that. There are so many things about gardening, how you can start protecting your vegetables. If you want to plant spinach, or you want to have like a garden where it's like your vegetables, there are so many articles out there that you can go read them and then learn how you can take care of that. Now, friendly budget meal ideas that I will share with you today, in case you are wondering, okay, what kind of food can I make on a low budget? Now, you have lentil soup. It is a hearty and filling soup with lentils, vegetables, and your favorite broth. And it can you can even still use beans instead of lentils. If you don't have lentils, or probably you feel like lentils can really be time consuming because they are almost very, very difficult to cook. They will consume your gas or your firewood or your kerosene. It depends on what you are using, but then you can go in with beans. You can try making chicken and vegetables stir fry. You can use your leftover cooked chicken with mixed vegetables and a simple sauce. You can also try baked potato with chili. Top a baked potato with homemade chili made with beans, tomatoes, and spices. There's pasta with tomato sauce and vegetables, which I know we are almost all used to that. A classic dish that can be customized with different vegetables, eggs omelets with cheese and vegetables as well. You can also go in with black bean burgers and roasted vegetable salad, which I love the most. I love vegetable salad, especially for the roasted vegetable salad. They are super nice. So you can make meal like yam with garden egg sauce, or fish sauce paired with watermelon, fried rice with eggs and oranges, beans with yam or plantain porridge, veggie stir fry with fish garnished with cucumber, or amala with vegetable soup. All healthy, budget-friendly options that can feed up to 4 people for just 5,000 naira. So if you have like 4 people in your house or 5 people in your house, it depends on how those people eat. But then 5,000 naira can make this meal comfortably for you, very healthy, and trust me, natural. You don't even have to go through so much stress to make all of that happen. So I guess with this, you can also be able to develop certain ideas that can help you make your meal on a budget. So thank you for your time with me here on Lunch Global. I think my time is up now, and then we'll see you on the next episode. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.